There is a lot of hype for Hunger Games right now with the new movie Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes coming out at the end of the year. After finally getting the trailer for the film, it has fans excited to see the character Lucy Gray Baird, who we all fell in love with while reading the book, up on the big screen. Immediately we see hints of her being like Katniss in the trailer with the way she bows to the audience, the exact same way Katniss did in the first Hunger Games film as well as in the second. However, the similarities between these two characters goes even deeper. In this video, I'm going to go over the question, is Lucy Gray Baird related to Katniss Everdeen? This is obviously going over the novel, but there will be spoilers for the film, so spoiler alert. If you like this video, hit that like button. It will greatly help the channel with the algorithm. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and you can also follow me on all of my socials. All of that is linked down below. Now that I've said that, let's get the video started. If this theory is true, Lucy Gray would most likely be Katniss's paternal grandmother. This would of course mean that she escaped with her life after her encounter with Snow in the woods. She would have had to survive and then return to District 12 afterwards, which is very possible because we don't know what happened to her at the end of the book. She very well could have survived because it was left up in the air. If this were the case, the evidence for Lucy Gray being an ancestor of Katniss is that she grew up and lived by the seam in District 12, the same place that Katniss lived and where her father came from. On top of that, both of them knew a ton about plants, and of course one specific plant, the Katniss, the plant that Katniss Everdeen was named after. Also, looking at the behind the scenes of the writing, Suzanne Collins named her this because the Katniss plant is shaped like arrowheads, referring to the bow and arrow that Katniss feels so comfortable wielding. But anyway, while Katniss knows about this plant because it's her namesake, in the prequel novel, we know that Lucy Gray knows a lot about this Katniss plant because she introduced it to Coriolanus Snow during his time in District 12. And if she is related to Katniss, Lucy Gray passing her love of this plant down in the family might be the very reason why Katniss was named as such. So if this is true, Katniss would have gotten her name because of Lucy Gray, which I think is so cool. There's also evidence of Lucy Gray being related to Katniss because she and her friends wandered into the surrounding woods of District 12, which Katniss's father of course knew about and is where he taught Katniss how to hunt. This could mean that Lucy Gray passed the knowledge of these woods down in the family, and this is proved even further with the hidden cabin in the woods. Lucy Gray and her friends would go to this hidden cabin by the lake, which almost nobody knew about. However, Mr. Everdeen did. And he showed this to Katniss when she was young, meaning that this could be another location shown to each generation in the same family. And one of the most interesting bits of information that might prove this theory is that Lucy Gray composed the Hanging Tree song, the song that Katniss's father taught her when she was young.
They strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3.
Meaning that too, the Hanging Tree song, could have also been passed down in the family. There's also a lot of symbolism between the two characters, most notably with the fact that both used mockingjays to take Coriolanus Snow down. In the prequel novel, we learn that Snow hated these birds from the moment he was introduced to them and immediately had the desire to kill them. In the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Lucy Gray used the mockingjay against Snow when Snow was coming after her with a gun at the climax of the book. She had the birds copy her melody to conceal herself in the forest before Snow just shot in every direction, and that might have saved her life because again, it's unknown what happened to her. She very well could have survived. Meanwhile, Katniss also used the mockingjay to take Snow down, this time once and for all, as it was the symbol of the rebellion that took the capital and of course its president down, and Katniss eventually took on the literal role of the mockingjay as she was the face of the rebellion.
This is the revolution, and you are the mockingjay.
This is quite fitting, as the song that Lucy Gray composed is used against Snow later on down the line, meaning that it was a combined effort of Katniss and Lucy Gray as they almost teamed up to take Coriolanus down. If you really think about it, it's quite poetic how these two characters came together and took one man down, even though they never met each other and are from two different generations. What also intrigues me about this theory is the way Snow treats the two girls. He has a deep interest in the 2 District 12 female victors, the only 2 District 12 victors in history by the way, and he has a sort of soft spot for both of them. This can also be seen in the way that he lies or doesn't lie to them. Lying to Lucy Gray was Snow's downfall with her. As they're walking through the woods, running away from everything together, Snow slips up on a lie saying that he had killed 3 people, while Lucy Gray only knew about 2 of them, not knowing that Snow was the reason that their friend Sejanus had died. He tried to cover this lie up, saying that he had killed his old self when he decided to run away with her, but she didn't buy it as she had already been suspicious about Sejanus' death. This was what sparked Lucy Gray plotting against him and what led to this climax. Snow of course learned this lesson, and when faced with another District 12 female victor who he had a soft spot for, he decides to never lie to her.
I thought we'd agreed never to lie to each other.
And the two girls have yet another interesting parallel between the two of them, that being that both of them were forced into the arena with a rigged reaping. Lucy Gray went in because the mayor of District 12 wanted her gone due to her beef with his daughter. Meanwhile, Snow rigged the third quarter quell, making the tributes be reaped from the existing pool of victors, knowing that Katniss would have to go in as she was the only female victor from District 12. With all of this evidence, it is possible that Lucy Gray is the paternal grandmother to Katniss Everdeen. However, there is actually another theory that might be more plausible. Lucy Gray has a little cousin named Maud Ivory Baird, who was part of the Covey singing group with Lucy Gray. This means that she would have known about the Hanging Tree song and could have passed it down in the family, and she also knew about the song called Deep in the Meadow, which Lucy Gray would sing to her as a lullaby. This also could have been passed down in the family, as Katniss sang this song to her little sister Prim during the original series. Another great parallel between the two characters, by the way, both singing this lullaby to a younger family member. And Katniss also sang this very song to Rue when she was dying, which disturbed President Snow while watching, as he had of course heard Lucy Gray sing this very song many years ago. Maud Ivory would also know about the woods where Katniss' father taught her how to hunt, and also about the hidden cabin by the lake, because she always went with Lucy Gray whenever Lucy Gray went there, meaning that Maud Ivory could have been the reason why that information was passed down in the family and eventually given to Katniss' father, and then of course to Katniss herself. On top of that, Maud Ivory also would have known a lot about the Katniss plan, as Lucy Gray for sure shared her love for that flower with her little cousin, and Maud Ivory would have held on to every word of this as she admired Lucy Gray so much. So I find it much more likely that Maud Ivory is the paternal grandmother of Katniss, especially because Lucy Gray's ultimate fate is unknown. She very well could have died when Snow shot into the woods. So Maud Ivory in my book is the paternal grandmother of Katniss Everdeen. Let me know in the comments below what you think though. Do you think it's Maud Ivory? Do you think it's Lucy Gray? Or do you think it's neither? I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts. That's all I have for you guys this week though, so I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can follow me on Instagram to see more of my personal life, like my cute dog Loki, and some behind the scenes movie flame stuff. I also do similar content on TikTok and Twitter that I do here on this channel, so if you like what I do here, check them out. All the handles are right below me, and links are in the description. Over here are my wonderful patrons. If you want to be featured on the next video, plus get a few other perks, become a patron today. As always, if you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe, and look out for more great movie flame videos on the way.